Hey, good morning everybody. Happy foggy morning. Look at these amazing conditions we have. Obviously, I'm not in Florida. Welcome to Phoenixville, not Phoenix. Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I'm on a quick 4-day trip up here to see my best friend, help him open a new restaurant that he just purchased. So it's not really a landscape photography trip, but I'm out here to try to get something with these amazing conditions this morning. Look at that old bridge there. So if I'm not mistaken, that's part of the old Pennsylvania Railroad, which interestingly enough, my grandfather used to work on the Pennsylvania Railroad years and years ago. So it's quite possible he came over those train tracks that are up there, I don't know, 60 or 70 years ago. It's not in use anymore. I think it's a walking path up there now, so I might try to get up there and see what I can get from up there, but I've already taken a couple photos from down here this morning looking towards this bridge with the fog. Fog presents a little bit of a challenge for me because I never get to shoot in it. So yeah, this video might be a little bit rushed this morning because I don't really know the area. I kind of scoped it out on Google Maps last night, but yeah, I'm gonna start walking around before it gets too light out here and see what other compositions we can get. But man, this is awesome. So nice to be out of Florida. Different scenery, different landscape, different weather. Just amazing. Trees, we got trees. All right, let's move on, see what else we can find. So basically I'm on a walking trail and a bike path along the, I'm gonna butcher this, I think. It's along the Schuylkill River. Schuylkill, I think that's how you say it. I'll put the name up on the screen. Doesn't sound like anything like it's spelled. Schuylkill. I think that's how the locals say it. So the Schuylkill River's over here. I'm walking along a canal that runs parallel to the river. Amazingly enough, about 4 weeks ago, this entire thing was underwater from the remnants of, I think it was Hurricane Ida that hit the southern U.S. around Louisiana and then moved inland up here to Pennsylvania and just dropped a ton, just an extraordinary amount of rain on this area, record-setting rain. So from what I understand, I would have been underwater where I'm standing right now, and there's houses behind these trees here, and all those houses got flooded. So it's obviously receded now. They got the pathway back open, but yeah, just an amazing amount of rain they got within like a 24-hour period. All right, so I'm at, I think, what is going to be my second composition, but I'm really struggling to find something. I'm still along this canal. I've been looking for a pathway down to the river there, but I don't see any. I haven't come across any. Maybe there was one there at some point, and maybe it's been washed away because, like I said, all of this would have been underwater as recently as 4 weeks ago. So I'm kind of sad along the bank of this canal here. And there's some beautiful trees right across the way there. They have just like the slightest hint of autumn color in it. Unfortunately, I'm probably about a week to 2 weeks too early for the peak of autumn colors. I'm sure I'm going to be able to find a tree here and there. So I'm looking at taking that composition behind me. Those two trees with those other ones that are kind of leaning out across the river there. And then I also have this really cool scene behind me of these, not sure if they're dead trees, but there's kind of a lot of depth there. Kind of goes back. Unfortunately, there's some houses behind there, but hopefully the fog is obscuring the houses a little bit. So we'll see how that looks. It looks good on the back of the camera, but I'm going to press on a little bit longer. I've already walked probably a good 1.5 miles down this trail yet, again looking for a pathway down to the river before sunrise, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find it. So I'm gonna go a little bit farther down the way and see what I can find. If not, this will just be a great scouting mission, and maybe I can get out tomorrow. We're also only about 4 miles away from Valley Forge National Park, famous for George Washington's encampment one winter here. So yeah, so hopefully I'm gonna go check that out maybe tomorrow morning or the next morning. Again, this wasn't really a landscape photography trip. It's all about helping my best friend out, getting his restaurant up and running. But yeah, if I can get a couple hours in here and there, even better. What a beautiful area. Just, so much different than home. So I just had a huge mishap with my 16 to 35 lens in my camera. I was setting up for a shot along this canal, and I was facing this way, and behind me a huge splash happened. I guess I just get a little edgy along riverbanks because, you know, Florida and alligators. Obviously we don't have any up here in Pennsylvania, but I jumped, I hit my camera, the whole thing toppled over, and my lens went straight into the mud. As you can see, so I spent the last 15 minutes cleaning that up, but yeah, I've tested it. It looks fine, no damage, but just killed like 15 minutes getting all the mud off the lens and in the crevices and the cracks. So anyway, still about an hour past sunrise, and we still have the fog hanging on here. So I walked almost 2 miles down this path and still can access the river. I suspect there's probably spots to get down there, but I believe they're still underwater because even this canal bank, the river bank's really high here. So yeah, so I'm gonna walk back where I came from, maybe back down to that bridge, see if I can get back down there and get some more shots of it while it's still shrouded in this fog. And I'm not sure how my shots are gonna look today, but yeah, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be out of Florida, getting conditions that I never really get to shoot in. So I guess before I go, one question I have for you guys, if you want to leave this in the comments for me, is, so I don't know if you can see the exposure on the back of that. That's perfectly exposed. I'm having a problem. I can't figure out whether it's better to overexpose when you're shooting in fog or underexposed. I can see the scene better when I underexpose, but then I don't see as much of the fog. But if I overexpose it a little bit, then it's too much of the fog. So I'm almost kind of bracketing my shots right now. So you guys that have more experience shooting in fogs, let me know what you tend to do shooting in these conditions, because I'm just kind of taking multiple shots of different exposures, trying to figure it out here, and hopefully I can come up with something good for you. All right, so I'm going nowhere fast. I've made it maybe a couple hundred yards down this path, and speaking of paths, I found a pathway shot. Don't judge me, but it's a beautiful scene. Got these cool twisty trees that are not only crossing the path, but they're crossing the river. So I've taken this in landscape and vertical portrait orientation. See which one looks better, but they both look great on the back of the camera. And like I said, don't judge me. I love pathway shots. I love roadway shots too, with the trees that cover the both sides of the road. So anyway, moving on, and got the sun starting to break through. Almost 2 hours past sunrise now. It's finally starting to break through behind me there. So I'm gonna get back down to that bridge that I told you about earlier and see if I can get a couple more shots with that lit up a little bit, and maybe even put the drone up. All right, see you down there. All right, guys, so I am never getting back down to that bridge because I keep stopping along the way because there's just so much to photograph here as far as trees go. So I've come back into the forest here a little bit off the path, and yeah, I'm just kind of looking around for snakes, and I'm going to need to check myself real good for ticks too, because the last thing I need is another tick bite. But yeah, this feels like real woodland photography here as opposed to what I do back home in Florida. I have this cool tree stump broken off down here, and then these tall trees here with just a little bit of fall color. Every once in a while you get a leaf falling. This is just absolute heaven. This is something you never ever see at home. So yeah, I am definitely in heaven here, enjoying myself before I go work at the restaurant. Yeah, I'm gonna get these shots. I'll put those up on the screen for you right now. All right, guys, I made it to my last composition, which I finally made it down to the bridge. Sun's trying to break through. We're about 2.5 hours past sunrise now, and this fog is just hanging around. So yeah, I've gotten this, taken some shots of this bridge from both sides. Kind of messy, as you can imagine, with all the flooding. The riverbank's really muddy. So I'm gonna have to do some dark and moody editing maybe to eliminate some of that, but it's a beautiful scene, beautiful old abandoned bridge. Like I said, I think they use it for a footpath now. I'm going to try to put the drone up and see what I can see from up there. But yeah, hope you liked this look at Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, about 30 miles outside of Philadelphia, just far enough out if you feel like you're in the country, but not too far away from everything. Yeah, amazing place. Hope to get another vlog done, whether it's from actually here in Phoenixville or over at Valley Forge National Park. Got a big bird flying under the bridge there. Whoa. Anyway, so thank you very much for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you're new to my channel, you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you along for the weekly landscape photography adventures. And for everybody else, thanks as always for all of your support. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Stay safe, and we'll see you from another vlog, hopefully here from Pennsylvania. Okay, bye guys.